Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to start Corporate Financial Reporting CFR paper number 18 in this Government Accounting chapter. In this video, I'm going to cover module number 8.1, 8.2 and 8.3 under Government Accounting chapter. Okay, let's start. What is government accounting? Before that, what is accounting? Accounting is a process of recording, classifying and summarizing the financial transactions and also communicating the results and financial position to their stakeholders. The accounting is mainly for to understand the financial position of the organization to the stakeholders, who are all the persons involved in that related to that organization. They have to know the financial position of the organization. For that purpose, we are doing accounting. The same thing applies in government accounting also, but here it is relating to collection and utilization of public funds. So it is referred as public finance accounting. The accounting system used in government institution. It is the accounting system used in government institutions for the purpose of accounting, classifying and summarizing the financial information relating to collection and utilization of public funds. Okay, so it is referred as public finance accounting. Okay, now we see about the features of the government accounting. What are all the features? Specific system of accounting. It is a specific system of accounting. Why? It is involved in the departments of government departments, offices and institutions. Okay, this accounting is followed only in the government departments. And reporting of utilization of public funds. Here what is happening means they are reporting. In this accounting, they are reporting the utilization of public funds. Public funds means from the people of the country. From there, how much money we are utilizing, how much funds we are utilizing. For that, we are reporting. Okay, that is government accounting. Government accounting is done for revolving and any profit or loss. Okay, this is not done for revolving any profit or loss. Generally, accounting is revolving the profit or loss, but here government accounting is not done for revolving the profit or loss. It has to reveal how public funds and properties have been used for that purpose. Here it is what happening. The public funds and properties, or how we are using for the particular purpose. If it is for the particular purpose means for that purpose how we are utilizing the public funds. So to revolving thing. So reporting the utilization of public funds. This is the another feature. Third one is government regulations. The accounts are maintained according to the government rules and regulations as determined from time to time. On timely basis, what are all the rules and regulations? Accordingly, the accounts are maintained. Okay, double entry system. Here they are following double entry system. Double entry system is nothing but for every transaction there is a credit and debit. Okay, budget heads. Here budget heads will be there. The expenses of the government is classified into different budget heads. Okay, and the expenditures are made only on the approved budget heads. If there is a different budget heads means for that approved budget heads relevant to that budget heads, what are all the expenditure? That expenditure has to be made. That is, as per budget heads, everything has to be done. Budgetary regulations. What is budgetary regulations? The government offices cannot make expenditure more than the amount allocated in the budget. That is the regulation. How much amount allocated for that head, that much only they have to spend. That is the regulation involved in that. Okay, and more thing, mode of transaction. Here the mode of transaction is through banks. Okay, through banks all the transactions are happening. Then fund based accounting. Okay, here it is fund based accounting. Okay, a peculiar character of government accounting is employment of separate funds. Okay, here what is separate funds? The particular source of revenue or income often are dedicated to use for a particular phase of government operation, that is called separate funds. So particular phase of government operations, the revenue and income or dedicated to use for a particular phase of government operation, that is called separate funds. The accounts must separate this type of transaction from the other transaction into a separate fund. So these accounts are completely separate from other types of transactions. Okay. Auditing. How auditing is happening? The books of accounts maintained by the government department are to be audited by recognized department of government to prevent misuse and misappropriations of public funds. Okay. If any misuse is happening, misappropriation is happening, that can be identified through auditing. So everything should be apportioned properly. So for that auditing is happening. So okay, what are all the objectives of government account? What are all the objectives? They are to record the financial transactions, to provide reliable means realistic financial data and information about the operation of public funds, how the public funds are operating. For that we need a reliable financial data and information. To record expenses as per provisions of the act, as per the provisions they have to record the expenditures. To avoid excess expenditure, they should not spend more beyond the limit of budget approved. How much budget is approved, according to the budget only they have to spend. Excess expenditure is not allowed. To help in preparation of financial statement and reports. To help in the preparation of financial statements and reports. To help in auditing. Okay, this is the objective of government accounting. What we are saying, objective. To help in auditing. To prevent misappropriation of, as already seen, misappropriation of funds is prevented. To help in preparation of annual budget estimation through historical data. They help in the preparation of audit annual budget. General principles of government account. What is the general principle? The calculation of expenditure. Classification of expenditure. First general purpose of the government account is classification of the expenditure. Sectors, major heads, minor heads, subheads and detail heads of accounts. These are all the classifications of expenditure. Next one is based on budget. Okay, based on budget. Annual budget. What is the basis of budget? Is annual budget. Okay, the end product of the government account. What is the end product of the government accounting? It's the monthly accounts and the annual accounts. What is the period of accounts? From 1st April to 31st March is the period of accounting. This is cash basis accounting. The government account shall represent all actual cash receipts and payments during financial year except book adjustment authorized by CAG. Except book adjustment which is authorized by the CAG. All others are actual cash receipts and payments during financial year. What are all the forms of accounts? 3 parts. There is a 3 forms of accounts. First one is consolidated fund. Consolidated means all the funds of the government. Okay, consolidated together. Contingency fund. Contingency fund is nothing but if any emergency occurred. Okay, we cannot expect unexpected things happen. For that we need fund. Some disaster is happening that we cannot expect. Anytime anything will happen. For that, say allocated some fund means that is called contingency fund. And public account. Public account is collection of money from the public. That is public account. Okay, these are all the forms of account. Okay, let's compare government account with the commercial account. Okay, on the basis of meaning. What is government account? Government account is applied in government departments or government offices. This account is applied. Commercial account is in non-government organizations. What is the objective means? Here it is recording and reporting the utilization and positions of public accounts. Here we know the profit and loss and financial position of the entity. Okay, for that commercial accounting is required. The scope of the government accounting is more elaborate than commercial account. But scope of the commercial accounting is simpler than government accounting. The budget is based on government budget. Here not based on government budget. This is cash basis. But commercial accounting is cash basis, accrual basis and sometimes both cash and accrual hybrid basis. Level of accounting. Here central level and operating level. Here there is no provision of level of accounting. Okay. Then rules and provisions. Based on financial rules and provisions set by the government. It is based on the rules and regulations by the government. Here it is based on the generally accepted accounting principle, GAAP. Okay. Here they provide information to government. They provide information to stakeholders. It is audited by Auditor General Office. It is audited by professional auditors. This is the comparison between government and commercial accounting. Next, we are going to see about the CAG. CAG, that is role of Comptroller and Auditor General, that is CAG. CAG means what? Who is CAG? CAG is an authority established by Constitution of India. Their purpose is to audit all receipts and expenditure of Government of India. Okay, their purpose is to audit all receipts and expenditure of Government of India and state government, which is including bodies. Okay, government bodies substantially financed by government owned corporations. Government has equity shares is more than equal to 51% or its subsidiary of government companies. These are all the companies and bodies they used to do audit. Okay, CAG is appointed by whom? CAG is appointed by President of India. What is their tenure? Is 6 years. CAG is leads by a team of auditors. Under CAG, there is a team of auditor. Under CAG, team of auditors and staffs to carry out auditing function. To carry out the auditing function, there will be a team which contains auditor and staffs. Okay, under this CAG authority. Next one is role, functions and duties of CAG. Okay, as per section 10 of CAG's Act 1911, the duties of CAGs are as follow. These are all the duties of CAGs. What are all the duties? As per section 10 of CAG Act 1911. Compilation of account. Okay, compilation of accounts of union and state. Just what is meant by compilation means gathering all the accounts or gathering all the information related to account, financial statements related to those accounts. That is called compiling of accounts of union and state, and compile under his control from department responsible for keeping such accounts, and also compile everything under his control. From the department responsible for keeping the account. From them, they will take the control. That is called compiling of accounts. And keeping accounts. Keeping accounts in relation to any matter specified above. Okay, keeping accounts in relation to any matter specified above. What are all the things specified above? They will keep accounts relating to that. The president, here there is a condition. What is the condition? Means the president may, after consulting with CAG or governor of state with the approval of president. Okay, here after president or governor, okay, two persons are involving. President, after consulting with CAG, governor of state with the approval of president, and after consulting with CAG, they can relieve him in CAG from the responsibility of compiling of accounts of union or state, or also relieving him from the responsibility from the keeping the accounts. These are all related. This is the condition. Anytime after consulting with the CAG, the president or governor of state can relieve him from the responsibility of compiling accounts or from responsibility of keeping the accounts. Okay. Say next one is prepare and submit the accounts to president or governor. The CAG shall from accounts compiled by what are all the accounts he compiled. From that, they prepare each year accounts under head annual receipts and disbursement for the purpose of union of each state and union territory. Disbursement means distribution. Okay. The CAG shall submit those accounts after compiling everything, preparing everything. They will submit those accounts to whom? The president. If for country, for our nation, it is president, or if it is a state means governor of state, or it is a union territory means administrator of the union state territory, as the case may be. He has to submit to president or governor or administrator, okay, as the case may be. However, the president, after consulting with CAG, the same condition I already said in the previous point, the same condition. President, after consulting with CAG, or governor of state with approval of president and after consulting with CAG, by order, relieve him from the responsibility of preparation and submission of accounts. Anytime after consulting, they can relieve him from the responsibility of preparation and submission of account. This is the condition. Okay. CAG to give information and render assistance to union and state on time to time basis. On time to time basis, they have to give information and give assistance to union and states. Okay, this is the one of the role of CAG. And now, general provisions relating to audit. What are all the provisions relating to audit? CAG to audit all expenses from consolidated funds of India. Okay, from the consolidated funds, they have to audit all the expenditures. To audit all transaction of contingency funds, public accounts that is legally disbursed. Okay, to audit all the transaction related to contingency. I already said what is contingency. For emergency conditions, they may allocate some funds, that is called contingency funds. Okay, and public accounts, they have to audit all the transaction related to this account, whether it is legally disbursed or not, whether it is legally utilized or not. Okay, for that they are doing the audit, to make sure whether funds are spent for the exact purpose, and also they have to make sure whether the purpose is correct, whether the funds are spent for the exact purpose, and also audit all the profit and loss accounts, balance sheet and other subsidiary accounts kept. Okay, this is the general provisions of audit. Next one is audit of bodies or authorities substantially financed from union or state. Okay. Here they will do audit for bodies and authorities substantially financed from union or state, where anybody or authority is substantially financed by grants or loans from the consolidated funds of India. Audit all receipts and expenditure of that body and report the same audited by him. In a financial year, the loans or grants are more than 1 crore. If in a financial year, if the loans and grants are more than 1 crore, in those time they will audit the bodies and authorities substantially financed from union or state. Okay, what are all the functions of CAG in case of grants or loans given to other authorities? CAG has rights to assess books of account. Okay, what is their functions? Okay, under if the grants and loans are given to other authority, they has the right to assess books of account. The president, the state government or union territory can relieve CAG from scrutiny. Okay, the CAG cannot assess accounts of certain corporation. If the president or government or a union territory relieve CAG from scrutiny, means they cannot assess the accounts of certain corporation. Okay, has the right to assess the books of accounts. Okay. But if they relieved from that, they cannot do. That is the condition. Next one is audit of receipts of union or of states. Okay. Effective check on audit of receipts of union or state. Okay, receipts of union or state. This is one of the function of the CAG. The effective check on assessment, collection and proper allocation of revenue and are being duly observed and report thereon. Okay, they have to effectively check the assessment and collection and proper allocation of revenue and being duly observed and report thereon. And audit of accounts of stores and stock. They have to audit the accounts of stores and stock. Next one is power of CAG in relation to audit of accounts. What is the power of CAG in relation to audit of accounts? CAG have authority to place as he may appoint for his inspection. He is having authority towards the place where he is having appointed for the inspection. He has a full authority. He can question anything and make observation to the persons in charge of that office. Who is in charge of the office? To them they can ask questions and he make observations. And CAG has right to request for necessary information. They can ask necessary information for preparing the accounts and reports. These are all the powers. Officials in charge must provide facility for inspection. Who are all the officials in charge of the office? They have to provide proper facility for inspection and company with the information request promptly. If they ask any information, there means they have to provide it promptly. Okay, the requested information should be provided in complete form. It should be in the complete form as far as possible. Okay, next one is audit of government companies and corporation. Audit of government companies shall be done as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013. Audit of government companies shall be done as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013. The governor of state or administrator of union territory and request CAG to audit the accounts of a corporation in public interest. If there is any public interest means the governor of state or administrator of union territory can request CAG, okay, to audit the corporation. Upon request, CAG has the right to assess the corporation books and accounts for audit. Upon this request, they can assess the corporation books and accounts for audit. Then layering of report. What does mean by layering of report? The report submission. Here how they will submit it. The CAG submit the audit report of government companies or corporation to relevant government. Relevant government means here it is central government or state government or any union territory. Okay, the relevant government, they have to submit the report. The central government, after that, what central government will do? The central government presents the report after received from CAG to both houses of parliament. After receiving the report, central government has to present the report in the parliament. Okay, same thing applies for state government. They have to present it in the legislative assembly. Okay, this is then after that we are going to see about model number 8.3. Here, role of Public Accounts Committee and review of accounts. Okay, Public Accounts Committee, simplifiedly PAC. Okay, Public Account Committee is a committee of selected members of parliament, that is MPs. Committee of selected members of parliament. This committee, what is the function of the committee means? They have to ensure the appropriated money is spent economically, judicially, and for the purpose for it is sanctioned. They have to ensure the sanctioned money is economically, judicially, and for the purpose where it is sanctioned, whether it is spent or not. For that, they have to ensure it. This is the main function of the Public Accounts Committee. Although CAG audit government accounts, they do auditing of the government accounts. Who? CAG. But who will review it? Committee reviews the CAG reports on revenue and expenditure of Government of India, ensuring parliamentary control over expenditure, and they have to ensure it. The Public Accounts Committee consists of how many members? Less than 22 members. 15 members from Lok Sabha and 7 members from Rajya Sabha. Okay, it should be less than. This is the uppermost criteria. This is the maximum number. The maximum should be 15 members and here maximum should be 22. Total members is maximum 22. For Lok Sabha, from Lok Sabha 15 members maximum. From Rajya Sabha 7 members maximum. Okay, next. So this PAC is a joint committee of two houses. So it is a joint committee of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both. The Speaker of Lok Sabha will appoint the chairman of this committee. The committee of the chairman is appointed by the Speaker of Lok Sabha. The ministers can be elected to the committee. The ministers cannot be elected to the committee. Okay, the MPs of the parliament, the committee will contain the MPs, but they should not be a minister. Okay, if a member becomes a minister, they automatically ceases to be a member of the committee from the date of such appointment. In between, a member becomes a minister means he cannot continue as a member of the committee. Okay, role of PAC. What is their role? Examination of CAG report. They have to examine the CAG report. Already I told they have to ensure the CAG report. The chief function is to examine the audit report of CAG after it is laid in the parliament. The CAG Access Committee during course of investigation. If any investigation is going on, they have to assist it. Next one is unauthorized expenditure or excess expenditure. What is their role? If there is any unauthorized or excess expenditure means the PAC examines CAG report to ensure the expenditures are authorized by the Parliament and it should not exceed the approved limit. And its role is to bring to the notice of the Parliament instances of unauthorized expenditure or expenditure beyond sanction limit. If any expenditure is more than the limit, or if there is any unauthorized expenditure, they have to bring to the notice of the Parliament. Spending of money by the ministers. If a minister, how the ministers are spending their money, they have to ensure, the PAC has to ensure, Public Accounting Committee has to ensure the ministers spend money in accordance with the parliamentary grants, according to the parliamentary grants. If there is any extravagance means overspending or lack of financial integrity, there is no transparency, there is no accountability, that is called financial integrity. Integrity means there should be a transparency and accountability. In that any lag is there, they have to address it. Okay. However, committee cannot question the policies of government. Anyhow, the committee cannot question the policies of government. Next one, scrutinizing the audit reports of public corporation. The PAC also reviewed the audit reports of the public corporation. This is also their function. Examine their operation and pointing out any administrative weakness. This is showing their administrative weakness. They also has to point out the administrative weakness also. This showing us both a financial administrative control mechanism. This is showing a financial and administrative control mechanism. They are having both financial and administrative control mechanism. Scrutinizing the working process of ministers and public corporation. The next one is the committee gets the opportunity to scrutinize the process of their working. They point out weakness and shortcoming of administration of the minister. If there is any weakness or shortcomings in the administration of the ministers means they have to point out. This keeps ministers and public corporations sensitive to the criticisms of the Public Accounting Committee. Okay, so PAC is an instrument of financial control as well as the instrument of administrative control. Okay. Next one is review of accounts. CAG audits accounts of government companies under section 143 of Companies Act 2013. Under this provision, the CAG shall appoint statutory auditor. CAG can appoint statutory auditor for government companies. Okay, for reviewing. This is for reviewing of the how they are reviewing. They may conduct supplementary or test audits. Okay, they can conduct supplementary or test audits of accounts of the government companies. May comment on statutory audit reports. After statutory auditing, they comment on the statutory audit report. CAG provides directions on how to audit the accounts of the government companies. They can give direction to the auditors of the statutory auditors to how to do the auditing. The accounts certified by the statutory auditors appointed by the central government on CAG advice or subjected to additional audits by CAG officers. Accounts certified by the statutory auditors. The statutory auditors audited and certified it. Okay, but after that also they will do additional audits by CAG officers who can also supplement or comment on the audits report. After that they can comment on the auditor's report. The Companies Act 2013 grants the CAG authority to guide statutory auditors in the auditing process. Companies Act, what the Companies Act is telling, CAG has to guide the statutory auditors in the auditing process. Okay, that's the end of this topic. Till now we covered 3 modules under government accounting. The balance, rest of the things I will cover in the upcoming videos. So please subscribe my channel. Thank you.